We all rely heavily on the internet for most of our things these days. Our shopping habits and convenience of home delivery is the way technology has allowed us to get on with our busy lives without any hassles of travelling or parking or humping heavy bags home on the bus or the tram. We can get on with our lives after closing our laptops, locking our tablets or computers, and just forget about it. Let's look back at how we managed our lives around the chores of shopping over the last 50, 60 years or so. So, is home shopping so new? Is your home delivery of not having to travel into town for your groceries so very modern? We're going to find out. Some things, if you're under 30, may surprise you of how people save time shopping and spending from their armchairs. So, was post-millennium so post-millennium after all? Before internet shopping, this is what home shopping looked like. First of all, we're going to go back to the early 1900s, just for a moment, over 125 years ago. That's when people began shopping from home. Mail order catalogues had been around much earlier, but mainly for businesses, ordering items delivered in bulk to offices, factories and retailers. But the business of personal shopping mail order began mainly with Littlewoods in the 1920s, offering brochures for people to browse from home and having their items delivered to their door, albeit the timescale of delivery was 28 days or less, but it was a way to avoid the queues and shop from the comfort of your own house. During the 1960s, when catalogue browsing became massive, particularly with credit being offered, and with customers getting commission from larger items, becoming agents, it was a good thing to have. Colour catalogues from the 1970s were offering clothes, toys, household goods, even food hampers, all delivered with very little postage and packaging fees, some delivered for free. A twice yearly, thick, heavy book was sent out to customers, spring and summer and autumn and winter catalogues, with hundreds of pages packed with attractive items. The higher spending season would be the winter catalogues, offering Christmas items with more toys and gadgets for kids, perfumes and cosmetics for the ladies, and aftershave for the men. Massive Christmas hampers were offered, mainly with tinned items with jars of sauces that most of us had never heard of, let alone used. In fact, years later you still found these tins, jars and packets gathering dust in your cupboard on those shelves. Many of us remember looking in their pantries and seeing all these jars 2 or 3 years later. There were no sell-by dates in the early 1970s. I think it was Marks and Spencer's that introduced the sell-by date. Grocery shopping has been home delivered for many years, beginning with a good old-fashioned milk round. Fresh milk delivered to your door every day with a choice of colour-coded tops. This would determine your favourite milk. Full fat, semi-skimmed, or that gold top that indicated extra cream for your tin pineapple chunks. Not only was your milk delivered in time for breakfast, but other essentials were also on the menu. Orange juice, yogurts, bacon, eggs, potatoes, all on your doorstep just in time for that family fueling meal. Mind you did have to still cook it yourself. You paid the bill every week in cash at your door to the milk person, or milkman, as we called them years ago. The Pop and Soda Delivery Company. Back in the 1960s, and well remembered in the 70s and 80s, Alpine or Daler, even Corona, depending on what part of the country you lived, they brought fizz to your door every week. And you received money back on your empty return bottles. Pineapple-aid, orange-aid, cherry-aid, dandelion and burdock, the favourites, all there without having to carry those heavy bottles back from your local shop. What about your weekly treat of fish and chips? Now, I am hoping that most people had this service where they lived. We did, so maybe we were lucky. We had these vans that would toot in your streets, and you knew that specific horn sound, and that got you running to that mobile takeaway. It had its wafting aroma of frying chips in lard. It wasn't exactly door to door, but just a few yards away, and it was worth that small walk to get your supper wrapped up in newspaper with that smell of vinegar tantalising your taste buds. I remember that short walk in the cold winter with those bags keeping your hands warm, or you'd tuck them into your coat just to keep them warm, and when you got them home, piping hot and fresh, you couldn't wait to scoff them. Now, with the different sound of a horn that we all recognised was another van, a mobile shop that came around twice a week. I'm not sure how they packed so much in this van, but there was not much you couldn't get from this shop on wheels. Kids would queue for their chocolate or mixed sweets, and adults would be there for any shelf fillers that would save their journey of getting to the shops. And in those days, because the van would arrive in your street early evening, most of the shops were closed. I used to love Friday nights when the van papped its hooter just in time for Family Fortunes with Bob Monkhouse. We got our treat. Mine was always a marathon and a box of Poppets, not Snickers. Saturday in the Midlands, where we lived, there was a crisp man delivering boxes of Tudor potato crisps and full-size bags, not those tiny bags you get today in those multi-packs. Some of them I don't even think you get 20 grams. Golden Wonder as well, beef and onion, smoky bacon flavours. We even had a cream cake delivery man that came round weekly, sort of a bakery on wheels for that extra treat. And it was fresh cream, you know, the one that the cat would meow for. I really hope other places had this service back then. So home deliveries, remote shopping, isn't new. It's been around for decades. You could be housebound or a busy parent or even a kid with a few pence to spare, and you could get most things that you wanted at home or near your door when the internet was a space-age fantasy or never was even imagined. Getting cold in the winter, no problem. Back in the day, most people didn't have central heating and relied on coal fires. This would warm their homes and heat up their water tanks. Heavy bulky bags of coal would have been a chore to carry, but there was no need. Your coalman with his sooty face and mucky black cap will bring it to you, throw it in your back garden bunker, whistling and tipping his hat to you. We mainly read hardback or softback books before online digital reading and online education courses were around. Back then, many of us could get our reading materials. The mobile library was popular for those who struggled to get out. Every week you could change your books just by popping outside your door. I do believe there are some of these around today in rural areas. Online news and gossip magazines, they're all over the internet now. Free if you like pages full of adverts and pop-ups that get in your way of reading, unless you subscribe with a monthly fee. Back then, obviously you had to pay for them, but back then your papers and magazines were at your door morning, evening and at the weekends. Paper rounds are not so popular today, but every school kid had the opportunity to earn a quid or two by delivering news, comics to your house. Sunday was a task, and I remember this. With those thick papers and heavy supplements, those bags weighed a ton, and it was an absolute struggle to get all that through your letterboxes. All this personal service is sadly gone with online shopping, apart from one last appealing melody that brings the feeling of summer days to our streets. Our ice cream van that sings to you just like it did all those years ago. In fact, a lot of them still play the same tunes. But one wonders how long we will get this service in years to come. One thing that hasn't changed since 1840, when British issued its first stamp. Now, have you noticed that all countries have their country names on their stamps apart from the UK? That's simply because we invented it. Postage was all your delivery services. It was your postcards and letters and bills. But people loved to communicate by letters. So the text messaging and the social media posts nowadays were never heard of. A lot of people still love that old-fashioned Christmas card or birthday card. And I've got to admit, so do I. Well, I hope this short film has brought back some fond memories and colourful nostalgia. How we shopped in the past, but we still communicated with each other. There was still a social contact. Even if you were walking onto a van, there were people to talk to. You spoke to the milkman. you spoke to the delivery people. It was still a state where we communicated and we had social contact. Well, I'd just like to add that there are more social history videos on my channel, and as always, I always apologise for my spelling errors, my dyslexia, which a lot of people understand about now. That's making out I've got a lot of viewers, doesn't it? Who do I think I am? Anyway, sorry again for the typos, but more importantly, thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.